Walter White today.
That's pretty
Calculator
dope.
watch.
Nice, dude. I don't even remember him having one.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. He's a science teacher? Chemistry
teacher. Yeah, I'm a big watches in film kind of guy.
Oh, come on, bro. Dang it. Trying to light this. That's one of my favorite sounds, honestly.
Oh, yeah. So satisfying. Enjoying a bubbler.
Nice.
This is a Twisted Elixir. Very sassy flavor.
I think I had that and I got it just based on the name. Sometimes I get stuff. It's like, that's a great name.
Oh, yeah. When's the last time you had Kool-Aid?
Oh, man. Very long time. That was like a treat when I was a kid. My parents are always like, don't get them hyped up on the red dye juice, you know? That was like a thing.
40?
Because when you're young or your friends, they drink some fruit punch or whatever. They get all wired and super annoying. They got the stained lips from it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The red juice. Aren't they trying to ban that? Ban the red dyes?
I thought it was yellow. Huh. I mean, none of the dyes can be that great, let's be honest. They probably should have been banned years ago. I'm pretty sure the US is the only country that there's so many ingredients that are just totally banned in other countries that the US is it's fine. We'll wait another 30 years to see what cancer results come from it.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe those dyes will counteract all the microplastics in our bodies.
Yeah, it's there's a little war going on between the plastics and the dyes.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It totally
dude.
evens out.
Man, it's you didn't ever think about any of that when you were a kid. It's I'm just accumulating tiny pieces of plastics in every cell in my body. But
is it you eat 2 credit cards worth of plastic a year or something?
I guess that's not that bad, but I mean,
or a month. I think you eat a credit card worth of plastic a month. Maybe that's wrong.
It's pretty insane.
How many credit cards worth of plastic?
You just poop out a couple credit cards. It's got an expiration on it.
Unlimited credit with that method. You just can keep going and keep buying more plastic foods. How many credit cards worth of plastics do we eat? All right, I'm getting the info. It says you likely consume the rough equivalent of a credit card's worth of plastic every single week.
Oh, God.
Holy
God,
shit,
dude.
Boys. Oh, my God.
I would guess your body probably, does it process some of it? I would think. Oh. I don't know. I mean, I've really tried to cut down with plastic stuff over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I think
cookware, storage, but I mean, you can't get away from it. Even your clothing, just everything.
Yeah, I stopped microwaving Tupperware years and years ago, but I know a lot of people who still do it, which I don't know how bad it is. I'm just using intuition for half of these things. I feel that's what people have to just we always rely on oh, what do the experts say about it? It's well, all our institutions are intertwined in weird, corrupt ways. So how can you trust what you're hearing? I feel sometimes it's good to just be does this intuitively feel like a good thing to do?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Ooh.
What do my parents call it?
Thick.
Nuke it. I guess people call it that.
Nuke it. Yeah.
Nuke it. When you really think about that, there's that little weird screen on the front. It's probably not good for you.
Nah, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really use the microwave too much.
Yeah, I try to, even for making hot water, I usually do a pot on the stove now.
It's a classier vibe anyways.
It is, yeah. I wonder though, I always kind of wonder if as messed up as, the things we do are, if our bodies actually do adapt and can handle it. Maybe we're not quite there.
Right.
I mean, clearly we're not, but
there's something called hormesis where it's certain adversity actually can create a beneficial effect. I'm not so sure microplastics fall under that category, but some stressors can, there's this whole debate with nightshade, these things in vegetables, the defense chemicals in vegetables. And I think some of those have like more of a hormetic effect than just like a net negative, like some people claim. And not many people claim that. It's just a few like carnivore advocates. But yeah, there's some adversity can be beneficial, like cold showers, lifting weights, you know.
Yeah, and I would think like no one intended for all that stuff. It's like when plastic was invented, and I'm sure nobody even thought ahead, because I think it's a fairly recent thing that they're starting to learn that and find it in tissue and blood streams and organs. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think sperm count really affected a lot of reproductive health.
Yeah,
really
and
affected by it.
It's gotta. I mean, having our cell phones in our pocket 24/7's got to be doing something.
That cannot be good.
I mean, they say it's like harmless radiation, but I don't know, man.
I just feel like you got to treat it intuitively, where it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Does it feel like it's a good idea? If not, like maybe just try to go based off that.
Yeah.
Because who really knows? It's like it's probably not. It's definitely not like ridiculously harmful, because we've been, around with Wi-Fi and all these different.
Right. That's another
electromagnetic waves and different things like for a long time. So
you just trust that the people that made it are being honest, basically.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they know.
Yeah, exactly. Did you listen to the new Rogan with Tim Dillon that just came out?
No, but Tim Dillon is one of my favorite comedians for sure.
Dude, it was like they got into some serious stuff with AI and aliens, just insane theories that really made me think. Like, I mean, Joe's kind of talked about it before, where he thinks potentially this like entire world and reality is just like a farm, right, for extraterrestrials. Mm-hmm. It's like our whole purpose may be just to create AI, and we're basically doing that. And then once that happens, we're basically going to create God, and then we won't be needed. I mean, who knows, dude? It's when I hear that stuff, I'm just like, like I hate that could be true. Like nothing I can say or think it could be,
I'm getting to the point where I literally watched like a 3-hour podcast the other day, just like describing this guy's experience in the 90s of literally hitting an alien over the head with a giant stick and then taking it home and putting it in his freezer. And I'm getting to the point where I was like, this seems like a pretty legit story, actually. But it's so crazy, dude, because once you've that on its prima facie absolutely sounds ridiculous. But if you know all the context of people's sightings, encounters, what beings tend to look like, what they tend to have, seen on their bodies, what their craft tend to look like, any phenomena that happens like interacting with them, it creates this like context where it's like you have hundreds of thousands of people talk about this. But anyways, this guy's name is Dr. Jonathan Reed. And you know what's so funny, dude, is like the being that he claims to have basically what happened, he was like in the woods, his dog was like attacking something. He heard his dog like whimpering, and then he's like, what the hell was that? And then he goes and he sees like this being and like grabbing onto his dog. He thinks that the being or the dog was like biting the being or the creature, whatever you want to call it. And basically, apparently the being just started vibrating and the dog just started vibrating. And all of a sudden the dog just like turned to white ash, like right in front of him. And and then he took a giant stick because he thought he was going to fend off some animal like attacking his dog. And he freaking whacked the alien on the head, bashed like a big part of its skull. And it like straight up just like collapsed and was like passed out or dead. And he was like freaking out. Like all of a sudden he got this like crazy, like what would be the symptoms of like radiation poisoning. He started like puking. He's like started hyperventilating, like collapsing. And he took out a video camera, like he had a camcorder and he actually recorded this. Now, once again, prima facie, you look at the video, you're just like, oh my God, this is beyond fake. Cause he's like hyperventilating. He's like, it just seems crazy. But then, so you see the being in this video and you see a craft. So he brings the being home. He wraps it in like a thermal blanket. His dog, you can see the pile of ash where his dog supposedly was too. He brings this being home and he like examines it, like the biology, and you can see like it looks so unbelievably real. It's just like insane. And it has like a black like what looks like a black wetsuit, but it's like a black suit, which is always associated with like the Greys. Yeah, he like, it's crazy. And like the anatomy, but here's kind of what my point was. The anatomy of like the skull and like a lot of like the shoulders and the fingers, it looks almost identical to those Nazca Peruvian like mummies that were found in those caves.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
Like the skulls have like the same impression. And this was like in 1999 or 1996 that this happened. So out of context, it sounds ridiculous, but I will say the footage and like the video is unbelievably like, you can see the footage or like the still photography of the being when he brings it home. It looks unbelievably real. And this guy like never made any money off this. It was like totally random. Like there's a ton of co-witnesses with him that have like seen that interacted with this being. It was pretty insane. But yeah, it's Dr. Jonathan Reed's story.
Yeah, man, to me, it's
wild.
Like, it's always like, I mean, that sounds cool. But then I think like, well, if we wanted to fake an alien thing, we could do it. It's like, if you really wanted to do it, you could make it look insanely real. And that's always the hard thing is like, it's either like insanely shitty footage or It's just like, I mean, that could just be fake. It looks real. But so it's always just so hard to know.
What would be the motivation?
Dude, I don't know.
That's what I always ask.
I mean, just to do it.
Like, make everyone think you're literally nuts.
I guess. Or just,
like,
I don't
would
know.
that be the motivation? I mean, I get it if people made a lot of money from it. Or if it's like a bunch of kids, like a prank.
Well, it's
but
like
when
maybe,
you have like
maybe you just want to be one of those guys. It's like, yeah, I fucking found an alien. And that's going to be your life and your life story. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm not saying that's.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely
happened.
more likely. It's definitely always more likely a hoax than real. But it's funny because like a story like that, I would see that back in the day and be like, that's 100% fake, totally fake. But it's the context of like when you learn like you get so much data about other people's experiences over and over and over and their sightings and what these beings look like and how they communicated, and you start to like contextualize other data based on all the priors that you filled in, you know, with just like Bayesian reasoning. It's like, you don't know your priors for something like UFOs until you start to like take in all this anecdotal data and kind of build this, I don't know, just like this library in your head of like knowledge. And then you can like take a case and be like, okay, reflecting on everything I've learned, what's the probability of that being like real or fake? And it's just crazy because like that story to me, I was like, I actually think this is like a decent probability of this actually have really happened. But I don't know. It's just funny that I've gotten to that point where it's like, maybe that's just the point where you are clinically insane, where you believe that.
Man, anything is possible. I mean, it does
Totally.
make a lot of sense that it's like this entire reality was designed by extraterrestrials and we're just put here. We have no idea. We're trying to figure it out and we're serving a purpose. And it's like, because of all this stuff we've invented, it's like, you know, been screwing up our bodies and we're kind of slowly killing ourselves in a way. And it's like, we're kind of slowing down reproducing too. And like, it's getting harder too, just because of like all the, you know, just health shit, right? So it's like, we may just serve our purpose and then go extinct. And who knows? I don't know. It's a little depressing to think about, but you know what? It's not a bad experience anyways. Decent time.
Yeah,
So.
we were born at a weird time. Like everyone alive now listening to this, it's like, what a weird time. Because
we kind of saw both. Like we saw like how things used to be and like the massive change, like, but on the tail end of that, you know?
Well, really think of someone who was born in like, you know, the 30s or 40s. They really saw crazy.
Yeah.
Like the amount of technological, just like, yeah, that timeline that they've witnessed is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's just like we could have been born in like the dark ages.
Yeah.
That would
for
suck.
sure.
Like as cool as it would be to like, yeah, you got like knight armor. Like, dude, I have dreams about like being in sword fights and in battles. And like, there's nothing scarier than like the prospect of just being stabbed by a sword. Because in the dream, I'm just totally convinced that I'm in this battle because I am. Because like I feel the pain like if I get like cut or like sliced a little bit when I'm like fighting. dude, I just don't like the prospect of being stabbed. Like the possibility of that, it sucks. I don't know what's worse. I think that's worse than being shot.
Yeah, I guess
it's like more gruesome.
Where. But all that stuff, like even being born in the Dark Ages and stuff, it's like you wouldn't even necessarily know that a better time exists. I mean, it probably would have still been hard. But then all that stuff is always cool because we can look back on it. But it is a random time to be born, man. Really is.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I think part of it too is like, I mean, if we were born now or like growing up young during this time, maybe we would feel the same as we do now in like 20 years. It's like, oh, those were the good old days. Because you process things differently.
It's always the good old days.
Yeah. But
now
I mean,
I'm starting to think like, I loved like 2013. Like that was the good old days.
That was like my favorite
2013,
era.
you have high speed internet. It exists. You have like social media is like so just like archaic still. Like it's just so like at its beginning stages. Like it's not toxic even. Like there was no toxic social media until probably 2016 is where everything just like
that's when it shifted.
Completely, you can't even like open the internet without some type of like stupid, like insane drama that everyone's fighting online. And you're just like, oh my God. Like what a vibe killer.
Yeah, man.
Just social media fighting, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I just always remember, the shift. Like, and to me, it really was before like, social media changed. Cause before it wasn't so much about ads and all that. And like, you have to, we're filtering who you can reach. It was just seeing like a genuine, like, just connect with people. But when
if you
phones
follow someone, you see their stuff.
Yeah, and like phones became more advanced and everything. I just remember life before that, and there was a different dimension to it than there is now, in a way. Because I just think like it's very strange, but like social media and the internet is a part of our everyday consciousness. Like it's like a dimension we built that we can't, visit, but it's still there, and we kind of filter our lives through it.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing, but I don't know.
I haven't been using it too much recently. I feel like once it depends like where you live, if you have like a good friend group too, like how much you're on social media, how much you use. Like YouTube is my biggest problem by far. I'm just like, I have an endless desire to learn and to be entertained on YouTube. Like it's just endless. But what was I trying to say? It was something about, summer. Yeah. Like now that it's getting warmer in the Midwest, at least, damn, I'm just like, I cannot wait to get outside again and just like go for nature walks, disc golf, shoot music videos, film.
So, movie of the week, boys. Movie of the week. The Lighthouse. Hell yeah.
Yep, I watched it.
You like me cooking.
Wonky film.
I seen it. I love that, dude. Dude, his monologue
is so good. It's a wonky flick. Yeah, it is. It really is. Which one though? Are you talking? Well, are you talking about the
that one? What does he say?
Okay, are you talking about the one when they're inside the lighthouse?
Yeah, it's like
okay. That one's really crazy, dude. The look on his face it just blows my mind. Like how he looks like that. Oh, he's got such like an emotive face,
dude. I had that memorized at one point. I can't remember it now. Yeah, it was such a good monologue.
Yeah, they got some. I don't know if it was like 16 millimeter black and white film. It didn't look like 8 millimeter. I feel like it was like 16 mil, but man, it looked good. Like I loved it. Just black and white. What's the aspect ratio? I don't even know what they call it.
It's like the square. It was like
it's like 4:3 or 3 by. Yeah, yeah, it's great. There's a name for it. It's like tele something. I just can't think of it. But
it's interesting with black and white because it's like it's all based on contrast. So I feel like lighting something like that's got to be totally different. Probably a bit easier though, because black and white's like everything looks good, kind of.
Right.
Because so much of
as long
what's
as
tough,
the contrast is good.
Yeah, because colors and exposure is really hard. But yeah, black and white, just a vibe, total vibe.
Yeah, and there's some great like just awesome camera movement in that movie, like going up the lighthouse stairs. Like they actually they used a shot from the lighthouse and they did the same shot in Nosferatu. I don't know if you noticed. there's a shot like in the spiral staircase where someone's walking and the camera just goes up and follows their feet in the spiral staircase.
Oh yeah.
And it's just mirrored exactly in Nosferatu. But yeah, it was wild.
Nice, yeah.
Weird interaction between those two.
Yeah.
It's great though.
It was, yeah. So good.
What was yours?
Well, I got a few, but speaking of aspect ratio, I watched one last night that I was excited for. It's called Locked, and it's got Bill Skarsgård. I always forget. Is that his name? The guy that plays like Pennywise and Nosferatu?
Yeah, there's Bill Skarsgård, and then there's
There's a bunch of
Alexander Skarsgård. Is that his name? Alexander.
Yeah, they're like a family of actors.
They're the brothers. Northman was Alex. And then,
Bill's the one that. But he was in it, and he just played like a kind of like a, I don't know, like not punk, but like a gangster. Not even a gangster, just like a guy that goes around like breaking into cars, just like a hoodie and kind of a greasy guy. Like he just played a normal guy. It's called Locked, and it's got Anthony Hopkins. But basically, he breaks into this car, and then the car locks, and it's like, oh fuck, I can't get out. And then suddenly there's a phone call, and it's like the psychopath. It's like, are you broke into the wrong car? And he's just trapped in there and all this shit. And I was like, but it was in the aspect ratio that's like really slim anamorphic, whatever that is.
Ooh, like 2 8x1.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn.
Like crazy D squeeze, like 1/6.
Yeah, it was really hard to watch at first, but then I was like, and it kind of looked like film. It wasn't film, but it kind of had a weird like graininess. But yeah, that was
anamorphic
cool.
Does a good job at making stuff kind of like film.
What I didn't understand though is like, because he was in the car. Like but the camera could go around the whole car, and like it was just like seemed like such a tight space. So I was like, how did they do that?
Yeah,
but maybe they built like a little thing on the roof, or I don't know,
dolly tracks maybe around the car.
Yeah, but it was
or
good.
Like a Steadicam, but
yeah, man. And then I rewatched Lawless. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy. It's like a
I have seen that.
The Moonshine Bootleggers, so good, dude.
It's been a long time. I want to watch that again, actually.
And then
I
last
love
night,
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, same dude. He's yeah. I went down a rabbit hole watching his old interviews and stuff. And then I watched Envy. Have you heard of that? Jack Black and Ben Stiller, like an old movie, cozy like old comedy. Never heard of it. Just popped up for free on YouTube. Jack Black like invents some vaporize. And like you spray it on dog poo and it disappears. And then he gets like super rich and his friends all jealous. Yeah, it was good.
Be great in LA.
Yeah. So a couple movies.
Yeah, I saw Everything Must Go with Will Ferrell. That was another one.
Is that new or is that older?
Yeah, no, it's an old. It's like a 2011 chamber film. It takes place on his yard. The whole movie.
Really?
It's just like
is it like a yard sale or something?
His wife's like getting a divorce with him, and she puts all his everything out of the house onto the yard, and like she like goes on vacation or something. So he's locked out of his house, and he just has to live on his yard with all his stuff.
Dude, that's funny.
And he like meets a neighborhood kid. They have like a little like, I don't know, friendship, and then they like eventually do a yard sale. It's just like a kind of a cute like feel good comedy. Yeah, anything with Will Ferrell, it's like reasonably hilarious regardless of the writing. But yeah, so
I'm excited for the new Final Destination. Can't remember if you like those, but
I can't watch that shit. No, that's just depressing as hell.
It
just makes me feel like shit, dude.
Such a thrill.
I hate like just like gruesome deaths. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the only horror I like is like artsy horror, like The Lighthouse, The Witch. I love it, absolutely love it, but I hate like Final Destination, Saw. Like I can't watch those.
Yeah, I don't know why I like that watching that stuff, dude. It's just like a thrill. It's just
you got the
adrenaline hit. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess like there's definitely it makes sense. Like I know a lot of people who really love it, and they're some of the nicest, chillest people I know.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I think it's actually like I don't know.
Strange thing, man.
Wild.
Some human. I don't know.
Strange.
In a way, though, I feel like humans are. In even if you don't like horror movies, we're kind of wired to like be super curious, like morbid curiosity, just curious about like watching crazy shit or I don't know. Like when there's an accident, you always want to see. Yeah, you always
even though as messed up as that is, you're like, worried about the person too, but you also want to see. Like, you're like, well, what's going on?
It's a weird thing.
It is weird, but it kind of makes sense, I guess, like threat assessment. But
true, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of behaviors you can kind of trace back to like, oh, why do we do this? Survival, like for survival in some way.
Right.
You know?
I just thought, I watched this other movie on Disney Plus called Swiss Family Robinson.
Dude,
it's
I
like
love that 60s.
Movie. You know that movie?
I used to watch that all the time. Yeah.
Dude, it is cozy because like they shipwreck on an island and they live on an island. But dude, you know what's crazy? There's a scene where like a tiger is like going to attack them, and they send their dogs after the tiger, and it's a real tiger and real dogs, and they just start fighting. Like a real live tiger and real dogs just literally start fighting each other and like hurting each other in the film. And I'm like, what the hell? Like back then, they just did not care at all. They're just like, yeah, if the dogs die, if the tiger dies, no big deal. And then they have like a bunch of other animals that they hook up to like barrels and they're like floating them in the ocean.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're just like, I'm like, dude, this would never like be chill nowadays, you know?
No animal rights, animal unions.
No, dude, there was no animal rights back then at all.
I remember the part I used to love where they make a coconut grenade and the pirate guy's like, a coconut. You remember that?
So I got like halfway through and I started zoning a little bit.
That could have been Treasure Island though. No, I think it was that one. Because they build like a giant treehouse type thing with like a water wheel, right?
Yeah.
In Swiss Family, yeah.
They have a bunch of tree houses. You know what I do, and that's how I found this movie? Sometimes I just look at lists like coziest island movies. Where like, what's like the best movies where people like, it takes place on a tropical island and they're like kind of abandoned. Or like, best like movies with storms in them. It's just like, I feel like I'm always looking for like a vibe from a film. And I feel like that's underrated. Like people don't think like, you know, it like you can make a movie that people will want to just watch because it's like a cozy movie to watch, or it's like it makes them sleepy or relaxed, or it's like something they always go back to for something. Like a lot of Studio Ghibli, I know tons of people, they just love Studio Ghibli, throw it on when they're trying to relax. Howl's Moving Castle, that movie's super relaxing for me. I can just like toss it on. I don't know. I love movies like that where it's like, it's about the story, but it really is like just a vibe and you just want to like relax to it.
Totally, man. Yeah, I get in the mood for like small town movies a lot. Like small town like mystery or something.
Me too.
Always asking ChatGPT. And he gives me a list of like 20 movies and then I'm like, oh, I've seen all those. I don't think wait, Cedar Rapids, is that like
Cedar Rapids is with Ed Helms.
Yeah, okay. I
and
watched
it's like
that.
He's going on a work trip to Cedar Rapids, and then who else is in it? John C. Reilly. Oh, it's the greatest vibe. I love those films. Because we were talking about that with Dusty Jones, saying how we wanted to create kind of like a small town film because we both love those.
Dude, I came up with I want to write like a hilarious church scene just to throw in there with a ridiculous pastor.
Nice.
That would be so funny.
Yeah.
Because I was watching.
You sent me that Easter audio.
Oh, yeah.
That was so funny. You just randomly recorded it.
I did. Sitting there at 3 a.m. like, oh, this would be funny to record on a voice note.
It said Christ,
well,
give me a jack on the rocks.
Yeah, I've always found that so funny, dude. Like Righteous Gemstones I love because I just love that like insane pastor stereotype. Like just take it so far. But nobody like
the
takes
mega
it serious.
church pastors.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Love to do a scene.
Dude, the mega churches are wild. I know people who like love them, but it's so weird because like I was raised Catholic, so like you go to church, it's very chill. You have a priest, he gives the homily, reflect on the scripture, whatever. It's like really low key. And then you get in a mega church and people are just like dancing. It's like there's like 50 screens. There's a fucking full band, just like everyone's just like fist bumping, and then the pastor's in like a flannel with a smartphone. I'm like, what the fuck? It's so random. I mean, some people love it and that's fine, but it's very hilarious when you're like just raised Catholic and then you go to one of those mega churches. You're just like, what is going on right now? Oh, it's funny. I mean, like I said, to each their own. It is really funny. Like objectively, I think anyone has to admit it's kind of funny.
It is. Yeah, church can be a vibe sometimes. Remember Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath prayed for me one time. put his hand on my head. He was like preaching.
Really?
Yeah, he was randomly preaching at a church that was like an hour away
Dude, that's
from.
crazy.
And I went because I was obsessed with them. They were my favorite band. Brought a CD to give him, and then he kind of just never. I gave him the CD, and I was like,
he the lead singer?
No, he was the drummer and one of the main vocalists. And I was like telling him, I was like, dude, you're a massive inspiration, because he was my favorite vocalist, probably still is. Yeah. And then all he said was like, praise God, and then he just walked away. Like, I gave him the CD, and I was like, yeah.
Maddie Montgomery from For Today was like, For Today was like my favorite band. They're a Christian metalcore band, and he became a pastor and like left music. Same type of thing. Which I was like sad because I was like, I don't know. For Today is just like, it's the most epic breakdowns, like the craziest, just heaviest, like hardcore music. But then it's just got like the Christian vibe behind it, which also like makes it heavier in some sense, because it's like, it feels like an ancient scripture, like ritual to listen to the song sometimes. Like there's a song called Isaiah. There's a song called Seraphim.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
They're just like, they're nuts. They have these crazy like vocal, like chop breakdowns. It's just absolutely nuts. Yeah, that's from Seraphim.
Yeah, I remember those, man. Good songs.
There was a band called Amur that did a lot of those vocal chop screaming parts too.
Yeah. Yep. Good times.
Dude, I remember at first time I heard that effect, I was like, oh my God.
I know. And then be like a huge like sub drop, like
yeah, they do the what are those called? Because they used to put them on the drum kits.
Yeah,
they used to put them on their drum kits. Dude, the first time I saw one of those at a metal show,
it's pretty
I lost
sick. It's pretty sick.
It's honestly so sick.
Unless they don't have subs at the venue, but
oh yeah.
Otherwise it's good. Dude, I used one of those for when I had the band. We actually got a pad to do those. I put one in the set. So
that's so cool.
Smacked it. Made no sense, but it was cool.
I used to go on YouTube back in like 2009 and just like look up best synthesizer metal breakdowns. And then I would just be like, I don't know, like 20 horribly recorded songs of people like just, it'd be like a synthesizer arpeggio and just a massive metalcore breakdown. I don't know. It was like a classic thing if you were a metal kid back in the day to like look up like top breakdowns of 2012 or whatever.
Yeah, man. It's good stuff. Yeah, I was randomly looking at a whole bunch of the musicians I grew up with, because like there's a lot of people in my town that had their own little project and band and stuff, and I was like, man, it's so cozy. There's this one guy named Scott Kendall. His project was called Bloody Boy Blue, and he had one of those keytar things. And it was just him.
Guitar?
Oh, yeah, like the piano,
like
guitar.
Keyboard, yep.
And he would make songs about like playing Nintendo and like burritos and stuff. It was like so cozy.
Dude, I love that when people do that stuff.
And I was watching a video, played a show at this little community center, and he had like a fog machine, and he set all the alarms off. And good times back then, man.
That's great. Dude, I used to do like band practice in like a Methodist church. Just like straight up in the like main aisle, like the actual, well, like on the altar, legitimately. It was pretty funny because no one was there. Like Saturday nights we do band practice, just me and my friend just do like metalcore riffs on guitar. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, it was a classic.
Are you heartbroken about the Pope?
Oh yeah,
fairly heartbroken. Mourning for 9 days.
I am Catholic. Yeah, I mean he was a good Pope. Actually was. Yeah. Pretty chill man from what I've heard.
Or so it seems.
Not that I know, but I just have heard, you know.
He was the top Christ-following man of the year.
Was he?
I don't know. It's just like a fake award in Righteous Gemstones. So funny.
Oh, yeah.
But cheers, guys.
Cheers to the Pope.
Hey, man, we should just start selling mason jars. That's all I drink out of.
Coffin full of stars, fireflies in mason jars. What's that from?
Beneath the Roses. In a coffin full of stars. Oh, Beneath the Roses, yeah. Right.
By the way, that song slaps.
You know what? I like that song. It's one of those.
I'm gone.
Oh, dude.
Holy fuck, that's epic.
I loved that. That was one of those where I was like, I was working with a couple other people and they're like, oh, maybe we should do it. And I was like, nope. I know exactly how we're doing this song. And they were all like, oh, maybe we should shorten it. I'm like, nope. Don't fucking say anything.
It's the last song in the album. It has to be the classic, like 6 minute long, 7 minute long song.
Yeah, dude, it's got to be. I get like, I don't know. I get really annoyed when people try to shorten songs. I'm like, no, why?
You can't for the album closer.
No.
Because no one's listening to that song as a single anyways, probably. They're probably listening to the album when they listen to that song. Between the Roses, I remember when I heard that song, that was your album. Was that the album closer for that album?
Yeah, she was, yeah.
But I remember when I heard that song, that was the first song I ever heard by you. And I was just like, this is like such a journey. Like it's like a story you get taken on. And that's what's really cool about those really long songs. Even though today it's like, yeah, it's hard for them to rack up like tons of streams, whatever. It's like, who cares? It's like, you do it for the art. It's like I do music videos. No one watches music videos, but it's like, I'll spend hundreds of hours on them. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you watch them. I love doing them. But that song, I remember it's like it takes you on this journey and it's just so epic. Like, obviously, that was 10 years ago, probably that you put that out.
I think so, yeah.
But man,
dude, what's
some
funny?
Good writing.
When I was recording that, we had some guy, I can't remember his name, but a guy came in to play cello and violin on there. And because I was like, oh, I really want to do that. And the Jeff, the guy that was like engineering it, he did like Time Travel by Never Shout Never, I think some other stuff. But we were in his studio. And I was like, yeah, I really want to do real strings. And he's like, oh, I know a guy. So I remember he called the guy in to do it. And I don't know how many songs we did it on, but I like misheard the price. I thought he meant like, because he said it's like, it'll be this much per track. I was like, okay. I thought he meant per song, but he meant per track of like violin, cello, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So we finished and I was like, oh shit. Because I was like, I wasn't making that much money at the time. Like, so I literally had to go to the ATM and I had like to the dollar basically, like just enough to pay him. And because I didn't want to
go through your whole bank
pretty
account
much,
for that
dude.
song?
Yeah, I think because I was really only making money with like TuneCore, but like it was just a bit at that point. And they're late with payment sometimes. But yeah, I just remember that. It's just
that's crazy, dude. Well, it definitely was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded amazing.
Yeah, man.
That's what we were talking about, like trying to replicate like some of the sound from that album with your next one because you have all the analog gear.
That's just hard, dude, because it's like it's just always going to be different. You can't recapture the same magic.
No, definitely not. I mean, your voice is like everything's different. Your songwriting, voice, everything.
Dude, I've really noticed too, like my lyric writing is completely different now too, and I can't. Mm-hmm. It's just never going to be the same because I don't see things the same now. So it's a bit, but it's fine. Just
it's less abstract now, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And I would love for it to be, but I never have ideas or I don't know. Metaphors, I guess, a lot was what I wrote through, but
you got too much testosterone now. You can't open the mind.
I don't know, dude. Yeah. I mean,
you got too jacked. Just totally like pushed out all the creative ideas.
Yeah, I kind of miss being like insanely skinny, honestly, but what do you do?
Would you trade all your muscle just to be a skinny emo kid?
I actually probably would, because I don't care about having muscle, man. I only ever worked out to lose weight. I never worked out to like gain muscle.
Just got jacked absolutely by accident.
I mean, I guess like just I worked out for so many years. Because I mean, it's like you do it like, I don't know if it's true, but it must be. Because I don't work out that much now. But it's like you don't really lose it if you do it maybe at an early enough age for long enough.
I lose it. I think it's just genetic too.
Maybe.
Depends. If you're stockier, you definitely like pack on some like more size, like noticeable size. I'm like long, like I'm almost 6'2". So I just like my arms, they just don't grow that much. Like even though I have like a lot of strength, even when I was at my peak strength in college, I was small compared to people that were way weaker than me because it's just like genetic. Muscle size is very genetic even when you work out, which kind of sucks because it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's purely genetic. So I always like hated the fact that I've been lifting now since I was 13 years old. So, a long time. And I'm not even that muscular. I'm like, yep. It's like just the way she goes.
Yeah, I never feel like I am either, but it's like then I look at old pictures and I was like, holy shit, like I had zero muscle mass, you know? So I don't know. You just wake up one day and you're like, well, can't fit my fucking arm around her, But I want to get back into lifting. I haven't been doing it at all, really. But
yeah, I crushed some lunges earlier today.
Nice.
Some sit-ups.
Nice.
Lunges, hip abductions, hip adductions, and then sit-ups. It was just like an
hip
easy leg day.
abductions.
Ab and adductions.
Yeah.
I came back from Vegas. I was eating so much in Vegas. Like I got back, kind of kept that going a little too much. And now I'm like, okay, back on track for like filming for Old Dog and stuff.
We need to get the damn date set, man. Need that hard deadline,
Set. I know. Yeah, it's always hard when you don't have like a perfect idea. But we also need all the locations set to like start really storyboarding and getting all the pre-production.
There's a lot.
It's always so stressful. It's always stressful, but
dude, you got to be able to handle it too. Like, because I'm laying there at night. I'm like, there is so much shit to figure out all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like on the verge of sometimes not being able to handle it, but I'm like, just have to push through it because it gets figured out eventually.
I mean, we've done so much at this point. Now it's gained me a lot of confidence because we were talking about like I've been writing this period film, kind of like a 16th century folk horror thriller type script, and like my confidence for like getting funding for it, like I'm just like thinking about all the technical aspects, and I'm like, yep, like I know exactly. I mean, I don't know exactly how it would get funded, but I know like all the production side of things. I know exactly how I would do everything. Like, I'm not like wondering like, how would that work or how would I achieve that? I'm like, no, I know exactly how you could achieve this. And it's like, it's crazy because before we started filming and all that stuff, like I'm just like, okay, I'll see Josh. Like Josh knows what to do. I have no clue how to like set this lighting up. It's like now I can watch a movie and I'm like, there's the fill, there's the key, there's the bounce light there, there's the hair light. Like there's like the hard splash. Like I'm just like looking at everything and I'm like, oh, I can kind of, reverse engineer a shot, which is cool. Or movement, or it's like, oh, I know it's a crane or a dolly or a Steadicam or a gimbal or a, drone, or it's like whatever. But I don't know. It's just cool to like see that you've like grown and your knowledge base has grown.
But yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, it's nice to not feel like, you have no clue. Or you're just anxious that you won't be able to figure it out. But I think part of that for me was like with music and music videos. I'm like, if I have an idea over the years, it's like, there's always a way to do this. Like there's always a way to pull it off. And I just brought that same thing with film, But yeah, it's nice when you do stuff and you're like, oh, it's actually not as insane as you thought. It's not as hard, not as like unattainable. Even getting locations, so.
Yeah, locations are pretty hard, but you can kind of make it happen just by sticking to the plan and all that.
What the ass?
What's going on?
My camera's got some weird symbol on it. I don't know.
Watermark?
No, it's got like an orange, like, let me see. I gotta see what it is.
It looks good to me. I'm looking right at it.
Oh, it's overheating. That's why.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, dude. I got a little fan for the back of it, and I never had to use it, so I never because it never overheated. Let me feel it.
Turn that fan on, boys.
I'd have to shove it in there. I don't even know where the fan is. Oh no, I do. Let me see if I can do that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna light some Palo Santo.
Some Palo Santo. She's heating her up or cooling it down.
Nice. Yeah, I keep watching videos of like that K3. I think it's like the Krasnogorsk 16 millimeter film camera. Oh, dude, it kills me. I just want it so badly.
It looks pretty cool.
It's an old USSR 16 millimeter camera. You can't do audio with it because like it's just too loud. Like the film running through it's too loud. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Like the image, and I really want to do a music video with that Night Armor, which I think could also serve as like a vibe sizzle piece for like the period film funding stuff. But I don't know. I'm just like itching to get it. But then I was also looking at Audioscape compressors last night, and I'm like, okay, like should I get a LA2A?
Did you give up on that analog access thing?
No, I didn't give up on it. I'm actually going to use it. I just did a feature, recorded it with a preamp, and I'm going to run it through the 1176 and 2A. But I think I'm just going to go a little bit less through those because I think it was, I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see how it'll respond to an actual preamp versus just like an interface.
For sure, yeah.
Because I was just running my Apollo through it before.
Yeah, I got to finish this album. Got like halfway done. And then it's been weeks. I've sat down to like make songs, and then I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I was working on one today. I just have trouble with the lyrics, dude. Sometimes because when it's like in the pocket, when the song is there from the start, and then it's effortless. But I don't know.
Lyrics are easily the hardest thing for me because like we've talked about a little bit about songwriting in the past, but it's like for me, I create the vibe, I create the chords, the melody, the emotion is there. Like I know what I'm trying to feel. Like I know what I'm feeling, but I just don't always know like how to express it in the song. Use phonetics, like rhyming. All these things are complicated because you can't just like. It's hard to go stream of consciousness with lyric writing for me personally. Because I feel like the stream of consciousness is the guitar and the production and the melody. And then the lyrics, like nothing is just intuitive for me with lyrics, unfortunately.
No. For me, it's like if I get like the first line or like the point of the song, like the chorus, then I'm good. I can write everything around that. But you just can't force it.
No, definitely.
Cannot force it. But we'll get her done. I think the key for me is like it's always better if I just write the song on guitar instead of sit in front of the computer trying to like come up with stuff. It's just totally different.
So is that how you generally do it? Like you like record as you write, sort of?
With the more like emo rap type stuff, I can just sit here and the beat. But for like acoustic stuff for more raw, it's always just better if I write it first on guitar, because then it's like the song is good, doesn't need production, but production just kind of enhances it. So
a lot of times, like I write songs on guitar and then produce them, and like for example, Fate, that song I just wrote on guitar. It's like I was just like playing guitar, like slapping the chords, and then just like did the melody, put the guitar into Logic, like wrote like. Put the the melodies, but then I stripped away the guitar and then I produced over it. So
yeah,
I do that a lot of times.
That's cool.
Actually.
Yeah.
Like I just use the guitar as a writing tool, but then I don't actually even have guitar in that song once in a while.
Yeah.
But obviously for an acoustic album,
yeah,
you can use it.
Yeah, and sometimes too, I like overproduce an acoustic song, and then I'm like, I just want to actually play this like just acoustic and vocals. So I don't know. We'll get there. Did you ever get your Taylor fixed, or you didn't do that?
Did not, no.
Well, it's kind of like you gotta ask, like,
drop it off at
is it worth it?
The
right
luthier.
Now?
Yeah. It's like, well, I do want to get it fixed, but I don't know. There's only one place in Minnesota that's like, I think it's like the Taylor certified service person. And I think, if anything happens to it, like Taylor, they make sure like you'll get your guitar fixed, but I don't know, dude. It's like, there's a local guy that I kind of want to take it to, but I just got to like bite the bullet and just bring it over to him because he doesn't have like email or anything. It's more of just like you call him up or you just like bring it by. And his hours are very limited, but I want to try that out. I've been doing some writing myself. I feel like with music, the past 6 months, I've just totally not been like making a lot of music, which is weird for me. But I don't know. Sometimes you do need a break and then come back to it strong. And I feel like I've had that break, and now like this summer, I feel like I'm just excited to like put out videos, pump out songs every month.
Yeah, man.
Get back to
Sometimes lately I've been wondering, because I've been trying to do a song a month for, it's been maybe close to 2 years now, at least a song a month.
Yeah, you've been insanely consistent.
Yeah, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't know, is that even the best idea? Because the only reason I do it is to keep the Spotify algorithm going. Because I don't, but I don't know. It's like, am I like?
I've kind of heard that might not be a thing now.
Yeah, I wonder.
Like I've heard like it's way better if you were to release like one song a year with extreme marketing than to have like, one song a year is crazy, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it just comes behind, like, it comes down to the push behind it. Because which is hard, obviously.
I don't do any marketing whatsoever.
Yeah, you don't do any marketing. You just let the song do, it's so funny because like, but you're also at the point where you actually can get away with that, which is like unheard of. So, because you actually have like a real fan base, people who have been dedicated over many, many years. Not like, I don't know, like 1% of, maybe 0.5% of musicians could say that they have anything that even closely resembles that. So I think it is more important for other people, but I'm horrible at the marketing too. We always talk about it with guests. Next week, we're going to be having on someone who's great with the marketing. You'll see. But yeah, it's always, I don't know. It's cool. I feel like there's a way to, I don't know. For me, at least, I'm still trying to find like the way of like doing it where it feels like I'm making art, not like I'm making something stupid.
Exactly, and that's how sometimes I feel sometimes. I never liked singles. Like for most of my career in my life, I was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then I started doing it. I'm like, okay, it's kind of the way it goes now. But sometimes I'm like, I don't care that much about this song. Like maybe I would care more if I just was more, what's the word? Like thought more about what I'm releasing and took more time, did more albums. But I don't know. At the end of the day, though, music, I don't know, still is. It's definitely, like I remember you said this to me because I was like, I really struggle with like, I feel like I have to make music because I'm like it's what I did for my life. And you're just like, well, it can just be something you do. And that's kind of how it started to feel a bit more now, which is nice. Just one of the things I do. Like,
it's hard to get away from completely. I find it's like whenever, it's almost like you have to let the importance of it to die to like enjoy it again. I don't know. It seems like yeah, I feel like it's probably something you're like, yeah, you're never going to get away from it because it's just like, it's a part of who you are, but you wanted it to not be all of what you were. Like you wanted to like, to get rid of that aspect of it.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Which is fun though. It's, same for me. Like all I did was music for the past 5 years. Now that we're, making the movies and stuff, it's like, it's so much more like holistically satisfying.
Yeah.
Because then it makes music more fun, the fact that we're doing the films.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it takes the importance off it and like takes the ego out of it a bit. Because I think with film, it's like, it's not just you. It's not all about you, and that's kind of humbling and nice. And that gives you a perspective on everything else.
Yeah, that's what I hate is like the all eyes on me mentality. It's like, it's just so cringy to see it too. And other people are like suffering through it. Like they don't want to post all these reels and shit.
100%.
And like they just do it. And like, you're just like, I know what they're feeling and they hate it. Like they hate doing it. Everyone hates it. Every real artist absolutely despises putting out those reels and TikToks of them singing their music every single day. But they're just forced to do it to like be in the zeitgeist of like what people are consuming. They have to throw themselves in that loop, but they despise it, which is just funny. It's like funny that everyone agrees on that. But like influencers can't wait to get in front of the camera and be like, look at me, look at me. And for musicians, it's just like the polar opposite.
Yeah, dude.
Which I don't know. It's interesting.
I always wonder though, with musicians that only do that and don't do any long form content where their audience can just get to know them. I wonder if that's, it works for numbers and clicks and stuff, but I just wonder if people still like
longevity,
the real connection. Yeah.
There's so many artists that blow up to like extreme levels, like, massive mainstream success. But because they didn't have like a true foundation, as soon as that like extreme success goes away, they fall off the cliff so far that they can't come out of it because they've already been within the zeitgeist, and they can't have their moment again, really, unless they do something radical, like artistic, or unless they, reinvent themselves in a way. So I think it's just fun to have a slow build. Like that's what I've been doing. Just like small dedicated group of fans. Like my music is not streamed much on algorithms. It's really just like people's own playlists like that. Just listen to my music. That's mainly like my streams. And it's like I would love to get on editorials and like make like great money just with Spotify and all that, but yeah, I don't know. I might have to sell my soul to get to that point at some point, but
just sell your catalog.
Sell it.
Quick cash, boys. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No, but yeah, I don't know. I think like 50% of my streams are like Spotify algorithmic, whatever you call it.
Yeah, 50-50 is a really good balance. There's a lot of people out there who's probably like 75, 80% algorithm, which is not what you want. But I mean, yeah, you'll take the money, obviously.
196 subscribers, boys. Just locked in another one.
Yeah, let's go. Appreciate everyone subscribing.
Yeah, man. Trying to hit that 200.
When we hit 200, dude, oh my God.
It's just funny to be excited about that. It's funny.
We're deleting our Spotifys.
Yeah. We're
at
going
200 subs. No. It's it'd be nice to throw up a little sponsor, get a little VPN action.
Yeah.
I would love to be pushing VPNs right now.
Yeah. If you could actually have one sponsor, what would it be?
Lockheed Martin.
What's that? Like watches?
That's an aerospace company.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. Obviously, I wouldn't do it. But they have some interesting materials in their possession. I don't know. Maybe because
I feel like companies,
what would be a great sponsor?
Unless you're large, maybe they don't give you like free stuff anymore to promote.
Yeah, like large and in charge.
Because I would love to have like a sparkling water, like Key sparkling water.
Oh, that would be great. Look, yeah.
Just sipping it, repping it.
Something you actually use. Dude, there was this one brand called Liquid Blue t-shirts, and I like wear all their t-shirts all the time, like Grateful Dead. It's like tie-dye. It's actually Grateful Dead's like merch company. They're called Liquid Blue Tees. Like I always wanted to be sponsored by them because I literally just wore their shirts. That's all I wore in everything I ever put out was like Liquid Blue t-shirts, but never reached out to them about it. Back in the day when I actually like had like Instagram traction and whatnot, I feel like there was probably a small possibility I could have done something with them. But did you have any sponsorships with Say We Can Fly stuff?
I did, yeah. PRS sponsored me for a couple years, guitars.
Yeah, you were telling me that. That's crazy.
And then there was a string company, I cannot remember the name, but they gave me like thousands of free strings, and I used them for years.
Didn't you do a video for Guitar Center at one point?
Yeah, was it Guitar Center?
Yeah, it was like a Guitar Center YouTube. I'm just remembering.
No, I think it was Guitar World. It's like a magazine.
Oh, Guitar World. Sorry, Guitar World magazine.
Yeah, they put me in their magazine one time, which is weird.
That's so epic.
I'm not
I used to subscribe to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. And then I went in their office and played a song. I don't know. I mean, I worked with like Alternative Press on some stuff. PETA back in the day.
Right.
I can't remember much else.
PETA would just hate you now.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah, man, that was, I don't know. They were cool. They were cool, though.
Funny.
They would like come on tours and promote their stuff. And
some people go crazy with, yeah. Well, I remember on Warped Tour, they always like handed out pamphlets. They were a little aggressive pamphlets, but I mean, as a vegan myself, I'm like a little bit like maybe chill. But I get it, But yeah. Man.
What the assholes? Yeah, I don't know. Random stuff.
I would love to be sponsored by Ebenezer's Moon Juice. Ebenezer's Moon Juice.
That stuff is good.
Stuff gets me through the day.
Ebenezer.
Or no, I think it was like Nebuchadnezzar's moon.
Nebuchadnezzar's
or something.
moon piss. That's what it was.
Nebuchadnezzar's moon piss. Sponsored by. That'd be a fun ad read, though.
Trout piss. Yeah, definitely. I did. You ever see that trout piss commercial I made back in the day? I don't know if
No.
just a can of trout piss. Pretty good.
Pretty good stuff.
Yep.
Dude, that fishing story last podcast, dude, I could not handle how funny that was.
Yeah. Shay the Short did good, you know?
Yeah. No, it's just fishing is just, I don't know. I lost touch with it. Completely lost touch. I am not a fishing man at all.
Yeah. That's fair.
Ice fishing is even worse. And I've been ice fishing multiple times. I know some people absolutely love ice fishing, but you just sit out there. It's freezing cold. You sit. Well, it's like some people have like a house, like a fish house. You get together. You kind of like you drill a hole with an auger in the ice, and then you sit around, like maybe on a cooler, have a few drinks or whatever. But I don't know. Could not get into that one. All the Minnesota activities, like people in Minnesota love to do, I just completely cannot relate to any of them. And I do feel a little bad. Like I feel like I'm so out of place. Because like everyone just loves like skiing, ice fishing, snowboarding. Well, I have snowboarded in the past. Like, what do they call it? Snowmobiling. I used to love that, but I just don't do any of it anymore. So
it's all right. Doing other stuff, you know?
Next winter, though, I'll be on the MetaQuest all day, every day.
Do you still play it, or you kind of phase out?
Once in a while, yeah. No, I mean, I've been playing it every now and then.
Yeah.
Little exercise, Beat Sabers, you know. Synth Riders, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got... Oh, Josh. Josh can play mini golf with us. He said he has one.
Oh, he's got a quest?
Yeah.
Really?
So if you want to do some film meetings...
Oh, damn, dude. Now I wish I didn't get rid of mine. We gotta buy it for the third time. Every time I've bought it, it's because I'm hoping people will do mini golf meetings with me. And then finally everyone gets one.
Finally I get one, and then you're like, I got rid of it for the fourth time.
Yeah, dude. I bet that would actually be fun.
It would be fun. It would actually motivate me to do film meetings. Not that I'm unmotivated.
You should try to do a film meeting with him and see if it's actually a good meeting. Productive meeting, and then maybe I'll consider it.
See, I don't want to do that because I'm convinced it probably won't be, but it'll be fun.
Right. Dude,
the hard thing about a film meeting is you have to think about everything so much, and you're like trying to like do mini golf. I remember, that first time we met up and we were playing mini golf, I could not concentrate on the mini golf game.
Right.
I mean,
but that's kind of the point, though, right? That's kind of
the point. Yeah, you're not supposed to concentrate on the mini golf. It's supposed to be like
just hanging. I did one with Jake one time on the quest. The only time I ever did one. And that was pretty good.
Oh, was it?
It was good. It was me and him and Alex, the guy from Cup of Cheer. It wasn't a meeting, really. It was just hanging and talking. But it was good. And
it'd be fun to do that, too, though.
Dude, they have like really cool things, too. Like virtual massive conference rooms, too. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah,
apps.
like the big screen ones and stuff.
Well, yeah. And like you're in some beautiful like building that's, on a mountainside. That's pretty cool. I didn't know Josh got one. Damn,
I think he's had one for a while, yeah. I love how we just talk about Josh all the time on the podcast.
But we love
He just
Josh.
like probably listens, and he's probably like, talking about me again. I just have no say in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, I know we do. We do. Just got back from, weekend with him in the old Sin City, so.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He holds the crew together. He's the glue.
The glue. Like a glue compressor. Like an SSL comp.
500 series.
Yeah. I was like, they have a Neve 1073 500 series for like nothing. And I'm like, oh, it would be so awesome to have that.
But then you need that full rack.
But then you need the rack. But it's like, I don't know. Cost-wise, I guess I don't know how much those racks are for the G.
They're like
500 series.
I think they're like at least 1,000 usually. I could be wrong.
Ooh.
I did look at them though. But then it's like you probably end up saving money on the gear later. Right?
Yeah. Down the line.
500. Oh, I have a Bluetooth keyboard, so it disconnects. Series rack.
There's some good stuff. Like they have the SSL preamp.
Yeah, API preamp,
I think.
Oh, dude, Heritage Audio has one. $400.
That's pretty solid.
Lindell has one, 3 slots. I guess it just depends how many slots. 300
Do they
bucks.
have LA2As? Probably not. I don't know if it's big enough.
I think 500. They got to.
That would be
yeah, they do.
amazing. How much?
LA. Oh, maybe not.
Teletronics.
LA 500. Yeah, it's got to be the same. It's like $1,000.
I didn't realize like the Teletronics was actually just a Universal Audio brand.
Yeah.
It's like they call it Teletronics. I was so confused by that. I thought that was their own brand or a different brand entirely, but
Yep.
yeah, probably going to get that Audioscape one at some point.
Yeah, you should, man.
Just better. It's just better to do it live. Are you running through an 1176 anymore or no?
Just the opto.
Just the LA2A.
I just like it better for stuff. I don't know.
Acoustic.
Yeah, it's way less gritty distortion.
Well, when you hit the wall setting, it's funny. I always go wall on CLA vocals. It's like a 10:1 ratio or something for the compression. But it's like, that's all you need for the extreme stuff, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to hit an extreme. Like I actually going through the 1176 on Access Analog is a little bit extreme. Like I was like, ooh, like I don't know if I want that baked in.
They're kind of hard to dial into a little bit.
Yeah. Between like input output, I get confused with all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the attack and stuff are like reversed as well.
Yeah, that was really confusing to me. So I was like, I thought everything I remember watching the video and I was like, well, everything about attack and release just went out the window. And then I was like, oh, I didn't realize that's the only piece of gear where it's actually reversed. But
yeah, it's weird.
Get some summer items going. You know what I really want to make? I want to make a disc golf disc, like a Drawn to the Sky disc golf disc.
That would be cool.
I would love that.
That would be cool.
Just like a print on it. I think I might do it. Like no one would buy it, but I would just love the fact that it's on the store.
Hell yeah. I mean, you could probably print on those.
Oh yeah, you totally
DTF,
can.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direct to.
Direct
I'm
to.
sure you could. I don't know if I would do that though. I would probably just order them. You probably could though. Like I don't know. I have to look into that. But I don't know if I'll melt the thing.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah. It can press on a lot of materials, so
Okay. Yeah.
possibly.
Interesting.
I really want to make some beanies, but I have a hard time finding like a good blank beanie, as I find most of them are just so tight. It's just hard to find a bigger beanie. So
Yeah. Yeah, you got to like make merch of like stuff like you wear, I feel like.
exactly, yeah.
Because like I wear tons of watches. It's like it'd be cool to make like a watch, but like who cares? I had like a Dreamscape apparel back in the day, and I was like working to make like these like Keyblade necklaces and stuff. Keyblade from like Kingdom Hearts. Way back in the day, I would like design them, like draw them out, and try to figure out like where to source. What manufacturers could like make which parts or whatever. That was like before the whole, drop shipping stuff where a lot of people do for like jewelry. But I don't know. It was a kind of a fun idea. And then I saw like the name got jacked by someone who legitimately decided to like trademark it or copyright it.
Damn.
And I was like, well, the dream's over, boys. Dreamscape Apparel is now no more. Or no, it was Dreamcraft Apparel. Sorry. Dreamcraft Apparel.
Oh, that's a good
And I
name
had like,
too.
yeah. Dreamscape.
Copyright stuff is always hard because you're like, oh, probably be fine, but then it's the odd time. Like I remember when me and Micah, we started that Dake and Tyke show. Like it was originally called the Gentleman Stoners, and we were like, oh, that's great. And then randomly, this guy messages us. He's like, hey, I have that copyrighted. Like you need to change the name, and he was so adamant about it. And I was like, what, really? But it's fine. We worked
like Dragonborn Records. I've been releasing my music under. Just Dragonborn Records, just like made it myself. And then literally like someone grabbed the Instagram or something and like doesn't use it, doesn't post anything. And I can't get in contact with them about it. So I'm like, all right. So like they're going to think like they're the actual record label. But it's just like, it wasn't like a real thing. It was just something I just put. I think I use like Dragonborn for like my Instagram group, like whatever you call it, like the broadcast channel. And then Jairus Johnson, who's like another Kind of sort of not really emo rap, but he's like another like, I don't know, artist similar to me a little bit. His whole like he just released an album called Dragonborn, and his broadcast channel is called Dragonborn, and he's like doing Dragonborn this, Dragonborn that, and I'm like, God, I've had like the Dragonborn name attached for so long, and then like there's just so many people. I feel like with names and like company names and like businesses, like you just can't not like cross.
I know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
so
trademarking
hard.
too, it's like expensive and you have to renew it. And yeah, I mean,
Isn't
I
it
try
like
to pick stuff
$7,000?
that's like, I don't think it's that much. It's like at least a grand. I mean, depends how you do it if you go through a lawyer. But
Yeah.
I try to pick stuff that's like, okay, probably no, like Anxious Ghost. Like, well, I guess maybe now that I think about it, someone could take that. But I got the website, so, Anxious Ghost.
That's true.
And Amber Forest, it's kind of on the verge. Firelight is already a massive video game, so hopefully that's not
which
an
is
issue.
funny.
But
So random.
kind of helps their movie though, because I don't think
Yeah.
they made a movie. But if they do, then maybe we're screwed. But we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, for sure.
It was actually originally called Fairlight, by the way.
Your movie,
Mhm.
Fairlight?
Yep.
Which is funny because that's like the DaVinci Resolve audio.
I know. Yep. Firelight's better.
Yeah. Didn't you like misspell it or something?
Yeah. I think it was Richie, the guy that I was kind of talking to about the ideas way back in the day. I think he misspelled it. And I was like, oh shit, that's good. So I'm giving him a credit on it. But
That's funny.
yeah,
For the name, yeah. Awesome.
wrap her up.
Yeah, wrap her up. Next week, got a guest episode again. Be pumping out the guest episodes here soon. So, should be exciting.
Definitely. Still got some Anxious Ghost hoodies out as well till Friday. If you want to grab one, they're signed. So
Enticing.
isn't
I'm not sarcastic.
no,
I
yeah,
enjoy
I
it.
mean, figured
Yeah,
out.
you actually made me work on my signature. I remember we did the heaviest weight.
Oh yeah,
And I've been working on it and I enjoy it heavily now.
it's nice.
I have
It's nice when you get that.
I got it down better because I always just used to do like my signature for like autograph, right? I would just do my signature where I would sign like a check or whatever. And then I finally changed it to like a custom, like a really nice artsy, the little star.
You'll be signing movie posters soon, so
Yeah.
get her down.
Sick. I got her down.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Oh,
Thank you all for listening, tuning into the show. And check us out. Check us out. You already did. If you watch
Yep.
this, and hit the sub, hit the like, follow
Yeah.
the Spotify.
check out those cozy hoodies.
Definitely check them out. We had a ex-film executive compliment the hoodies recently.
Oh, nice.
Which means they're good.
It's awesome.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah. No, I was just saying stay on the lookout for the limited piece coming soon.
Stay on the lookout. Absolutely. Just stand there, just looking at it.
Just look for hours until it comes out. Might even be days, but keep looking.
Who knows? All right. Thank
Yeah.
y'all. Appreciate you. Episode 23 in the can. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Slam dunk.
All right. For your health.